CBSE has finally opened the much-awaited portal for verification of discrepancies and re-evaluation of Class 12 answer sheets. Days after its scheduled launch was delayed amidst mounting criticism of the board's newly introduced on-screen marking or OSM system. The CBSE Class 12 re-evaluation and verification portal has been facing disruptions ever since it has been operationalized. Students claimed that they faced login errors shortly after the process was declared quote-unquote live. Most of them faced a frozen screen after uploading all their login details. Last week, CBSE had indicated that the portal would go live on the 29th of May. The launch was subsequently postponed to the 1st of June, with the board stating that the extension was necessary to ensure the highest standards and protocols of evaluation. However, even on the 1st of June, students continued reporting that the portal remained inaccessible despite repeated assurances on CBSE's social media platforms that it would be activated soon. The delay affected more than 4 lakh students who had applied to obtain scanned copies of their answer books this year. According to CBSE's latest status bulletin, the board had received 4,04,319 applications seeking scanned copies covering over 11.3 lakh answer books. Students who have already obtained scanned copies of their evaluated answer books can now apply for correction of issues and seek re-evaluation of answers. Aadhaar authentication has been made compulsory for portal access, though alternative Aadhaar details belonging to parents or guardians can be used in specific cases. Applications can be submitted online for issues like missing pages, missing supplementary sheets, blurred scans, incorrect answer books, and evaluation against a different question paper set. The board has also fixed the fee at 100 rupees per answer book for verification requests and 25 rupees per question for revaluation. Students must ensure all requests are included before final submission. The portal allows students to raise concerns regarding discrepancies in their scanned answer books and apply for re-evaluation of specific answers as well. Students can report issues like missing pages, missing supplementary sheets, blurred scans, missing maps or graphs, incorrect answer books being uploaded, or evaluation against the wrong question paper. Students seeking re-evaluation can also request a review of one or more answers if they believe that they have not been assessed correctly. We have Professor C.B. Sharma, educationist, Advocate Anubha Srivastav Sahai, educationist and President, India-wide Parent Association, joining us. Thank you both of you for taking time out to be with us. Let me begin with Professor C.B. Sharma. Day 2 and the chaos and the pandemonium, the anxiety, it continues. This is, if you made this into a movie, they'll say, this can't possibly happen in real life. But it is.
Yes, it is happening, and this is very unfortunate. I believe the major issue at hand is the trust of CBSE is lost. The trust that was created in decades has been lost in one exam. My suggestion would be very strongly, let this happen. You are not able to do it in all these days, and you will not be able to do it in the next weeks. My suggestion would be, as a former chairman of the school board, get the actual answer sheets assessed immediately. The time we had fixed for assessing and declaring an exam was 45 days, and I'm sure that CBSE can do it in 40 days and give the marks to the students, forgetting about the on-screen evaluation. That will be a big issue. But I believe, because we have already fixed, we had fixed 45 days, reduce it to 35 or 30 days, get it done on a warpath and declare the results, regain your trust. Because what I believe is that this whole problem has arisen because of the technology that has been involved. Not exactly the technology itself, the implementation, those who were involved in scanning, transporting papers online and getting evaluated, that is the problem. This agency will not be able to do it. So I would definitely go for getting the answer sheets re-evaluated immediately or evaluated immediately within 30 days and declare the result. That will repose the confidence, the trust of the CBSE. Now, why am I saying this? Look, the whole trust is lost. The minister happens to be the chair of the board of CBSE. and all eyes are towards the minister. Minister has apologized and he has said he's doing everything. We trust him. But finally, what happens is that a statement comes, the prime minister is personally looking into it. The image of prime minister is at stake. How can the prime minister, who is known for his credibility, for his magnanimity, and his trust is being used to save CBSE? I would say scrap all this evaluation, do it paper pencil test. I mean, evaluate the actual written papers and declare the results in 30 days. Let this go on. If students are asking for reevaluation, let them test this and fine. The third and the most important thing I will recommend is, look, the CBSE, the NCRT, the NTA, they are directly under the minister. The minister happens to be the head of all these institutions. Nothing happens without his permission. So it is all under government. The government image is at stake. So what we need to do is immediately take rectification or corrective measures. You have all over such people who have never been at the helm of affairs. They have never been in the process of teaching, learning, or evaluation. Look at for once, the University Grants Commission, for the first time in the history of University Grants Commission, has a bureaucrat who heads. Never before this had happened. You have NTA Director General, who is a bureaucrat. You have the Chairman CBSE, who is a bureaucrat. Why do you have such things? You have a chairman or director NCRT who has never been in the education. He is a professor of history. I have said this again. You will have to look into it. And I think the Prime Minister will have to look into it, that what is happening with education. The, the image of education today is at the lowest ebb. And if it is said for the sake of it, that Prime Minister is looking into it, but he's not looking into it, I request the Prime Minister looks into it and takes very strong measures. He had mentioned in the case of NCRT textbook that some heads must roll. No head rolled. The first judgment of the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court had said that 3 people are blacklisted and they will never be involved, has been reversed. Ultimately, no one is responsible, nobody is punished for that. Some head must roll, and that should be landmark for the country, that if such thing happen, the Prime Minister is not going to spare them, for which he is known.
Okay. Advocate Anubha Srivastav Sahai, I can only ask you, I'm sure you've been talking to parents, across the country, and what they're going through at this stage is unimaginable, isn't it? I'm sure they want some kind of course correction for overall, so that not what happened to their children doesn't happen to any other 12th standard child in the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, parents and students across India are worried, CBSE students. Those who have scored good marks, and definitely they are not worried, but they are also worried. They are also having children in 6th standard, 7th standard. They are also worried that what will happen in future. They don't know if this marking system, online marking system, will be fruitful or not, will be properly implemented or not in next year. The chaos which is going on, it is a disaster actually. And immediately CBSE should rectify it, as suggested by our co-panelist, sir, that the evaluation should happen immediately. Let them take 30 days, but pen and paper, the evaluation should happen on pen and paper mode. This online system, I don't think even today I can see a lot of problems are there. Students are facing a lot of problem. They are not able to access the website. They are not able to upload their answer sheets. There are several students who have still not received their answer sheets. Just imagine. So how are they going to evaluate those students who could not access the website properly? There are students located in remote areas. I don't know what kind of evaluation is happening, what kind of, I'm really, it's ridiculous. I am so much concerned about the future of our CBSE students, and till date, not a single notification has come from Education Ministry that the students who are affected will be accommodated in all the upcoming admission process, be it for IITs or any other universities. Students are losing their opportunity. Those who have scored well, the 75 criteria, those who have crossed, they are not affected. But the students who have lost and those who have not scored good marks because of this whole chaos. The future is at dark, and the students are worried. Not only in India, I can see the students are tweeting even from UAE. They are not able to access the portal even from other countries. You imagine what is the status of CBSE today? They've spoiled the image. Those who are in the system, they've spoiled the image of CBSE. I'm really worried about how the students. There are now talks going on among parents that don't know if they will be able to choose CBSE as a future board or not. They may shift to ICSE and other state boards. The whole credibility of CBSE at stake today. They will not take corrective measures. I'm really uh, doubtful that the students will again have a faith. It's very difficult to rebuild faith.
That's what is it, Professor CB Sharma. It's all about right now. It's a matter of trust and faith in India's most popular education board for schools, which is the Central Board for Secondary Education.
And
This is
don't
that,
Also in
forget,
India,
and don't
there are
forget
countries
that
also.
this image is not only relevant for India.
Yes,
You are known globally for
globally.
having the most effective school board. When a country decides to have a school board, they consult you and your students all are over. When you give them a certificate that I'm 12th pass from CBSE, everybody trusts. Let me give you an example. Go and read your national education policy. 15.2, a line was mentioned that there are 10,000 colleges which award degree for no teaching learning. They sell degrees for money. Now, I have examples. All my students who were working abroad, they were asked to get a certificate from the institution. They got this degree that my institution is not one of those which sold degree. Now, when your CBSE hold mug will be known across the world, don't think that you are doing it only in India. It's being discussed across globally because we produce the largest number of youth. We have 35 crore children in the schools. You have the population of America is 34 crore. We have more children in the school than the population of America. When you compare it with Canada or Sweden, don't forget Canada is 3 crores, Sweden is 1 crore. And then you say, why not do this? Because Sweden does this. Why not do this? Because Canada. That cannot be. We have to employ technology, and that is for sure. We cannot do without it. But we have done it without doing proper homework. But I believe the exercise that CBSE had to do, I'm aware because I was chairman of NIOS then, that CBSE had started examining this online marking scheme and they have done homework. The problem is with the agency. A very serious question I'm raising. You cannot be alone at the top. You're always challenged at the top. CBSE is known so well. There are so many who want to tarnish this image. Be careful of that. That they want the image of CBSE to be tarnished because there are boards which can increase their credibility or they can increase their market because CBSE is tarnished now. Be careful of that. I am afraid that this is not the work of CBSE alone, or CBSE is not alone in this matter. There are other players which are doing this game. One is the state board, or other school boards. I won't name, look at that. Second, the coaching business altogether, because if the CBSE is so working so well, which it has been doing, their market goes down because only the relevant, the best will get through, but they want to dent into it and they have done it by denting the CBSE, by denting the credibility. Your coaching institutes get credibility. I'm sure that it is not the CBSE alone which is playing the game. There are other stakeholders which are affecting and influencing this. We have to be careful about it because other school boards are also trying to increase their market, their reach, and we have the largest share of CBSE in schools. So that aspect has also to be examined. Definitely the most important issue, and because I have addressed the Honorable Prime Minister, I will again do that. That how was this tender given? How was this agency selected? There is news that 300 DPI is must for scanning. I am told, I heard somewhere on some channel that the scanning was done by some mobile cameras. This needs a thorough inquiry. See, you had an inquiry in 2024 for the NEET thing, and you brought all the big people from ISRO and all these agencies who again did not understand school assessment. For God's sake, put people who have worked in school education, who understand this sort of a massive assessment process, so that they can go and look into those aspects where CBSE might have faltered. It's not just because we have to, you have a name in your country. Similar thing has happened in NCRT. It's common knowledge that somebody from somewhere abroad has been planted on NCRT, that he will look into all this, and that's all the mistake going on. The most important thing that people always said it, the Prime Minister has recommended this name. The Prime Minister has said this. It's tarnishing the image of the Prime Minister, and I'm really worried about that. We have such a magnanimous Prime Minister we have not got a Prime Minister since independence of this caliber. His credibility is lost, and he must personally look into it and do a rectifying surgery so that we can come out of it.
Absolutely. Advocate Anubha Srivastav Sahai, that's what, right now, this has to go right to the top from where the reform has to begin. This is an incident, this is a tragedy that cannot be repeated.
And should not be, must not be.
Advocate Anubha Srivastav Sahai.
I can't hear. I can't hear you properly.
Okay, if you can hear me now, can you hear me now clearly?
There's some problem, I think.
Okay.
See, I think the whole issue at hand is that you have millions of children involved, their families involved, and the whole nation. It's not one state, one place, it's the whole nation, because you have the largest network of CBSE schools. We trust on it. And all these families are now restless, not only the students, their parents, their brothers and sisters, they are all worried. So it impacts millions of families and citizens. The image and credibility, the trust of CBSE is not confined to CBSE. It percolates to the image of the government. And that is why I find that when you have political people on the discussion, they start blaming each other. I don't want that to happen. Don't let this become a political issue. I'm very happy that you have only invited academics and stakeholders and not politicians, because they start doing to meme. The issue is, we have to save our institution. It's such a great institution. We earn so much money through CBSE, foreign currency, because our schools are there, we recognize them, and they invite us to give them suggestions. By destroying this image, be careful that so much of foreign currency that flows into India will be lost. So that's also important. And I'm sure our Prime Minister is concerned about it and he is aware of it. So the discussion and all the measures that we are talking about now is not only about only CBSE. It's about the millions of students across country who would, and if this happens and this keeps happening, like what happened in NTA, what happened in NCRT, what is happening in UGC, the regulation 2026, where Prime Minister personally intervened and he said some heads must roll. No head rolled. Nobody was punished for that. Why? You have a first time in the history of University Grants Commission, you have a bureaucrat heading the University Grants Commission. Do you think nobody discusses this? The academia is discussing that for the first time. The Prime Minister who mentioned in February 2021 on the floor of the House, ये बाबू सब जानते हैं क्या? ये वाटर रिसोर्स भी चलाएंगे, ये इंडस्ट्री भी चलाएंगे, लेकिन आज तो वही चला रहे हैं. वो यूजीसी वही चलाते हैं, वो एनटीए वही चलाते हैं, सीबीएसई वही चलाते हैं, सारे संस्थाएं वही चलाते हैं. आईआईपीए जो पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का इंस्टीट्यूशन है वो एक ब्यूरोक्रेट चलाते हैं. मेरा आग्रह होगा, आई वुड डेफिनेटली वेरी स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंड दैट द प्राइम मिनिस्टर पर्सनली लुक्स इनटू इट, does a thorough review and takes a very strong decision.
Absolutely. Advocate Anubha Srivastav, this is not just anything about the education ministry alone anymore. This is not just about the education ministry anymore. It has gone, the things have gone to an extent where you have to have the Prime Minister himself stepping in.
Yes, absolutely. See, image of India is at stake today. Whole education system of India is at stake because CBSE is a central board which is being recognized not only in India but even in other countries. So this is a very serious matter. The Honorable PM should intervene, no doubt. He has intervened, and we just hope that the system will be rectified, and all those uh, who have done this whole blunder should be punished. The whole system, overall of system, not only restructuring of NTA, I have been tweeting and writing and telling on media and social media also that restructuring of NTA, restructuring of CBSE and all other educational bodies is must today. And educationists should rule the education boards. Educationists should rule UGC, not bureaucrats. Those who have experience in education sector, those uh, who are in this system since many years, they should they should be a part of education system, not those who have no knowledge.
Okay.
That's why we are failing today. That's why CBSE has failed today after so many years. And really, I'm really shocked and really worried also about the stake of CBSE, about of NTA, and all the education conducting examination conducting bodies in our country. It is at stake. The image of our
Absolutely.
country is at stake.
Absolutely. The country's image is at stake, and the future of the country's, of the children who will be building the country's future is at stake. So it is going to require the highest level of intervention. I'm afraid we're completely out of time here. With that, Advocate Anubha Srivastav Sahai, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. Thank you, Professor C.B. Sharma, as well, for taking time out to be with us here on News 9.